Alright, we're going to do a little project today. Now this is going to be for a little bit more advanced. Someone had asked me if I would do a soap carving that involved maybe 2 pieces of soap for a reason or something like that. And I said, okay, well, I'll try that. This is a little bit more advanced than for a child, as we might say. So what I decided to do was, this is a carving of a person sitting down, in other words, without the head. In other words, I usually add the head to it. And I thought, let's do a little soap carving of a little fisherman. And I'll show you what we're going to be doing here. So I take my little pattern, just like that, and I draw around it. Unfortunately, I just have to kind of I probably could use something else in here, but this is good enough. This gives me the general idea of what I'm looking at right here. See? Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it off about right here, and then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to put me a little head on it, okay? Now the head's a lot bigger than what it should be. I'm going to kind of bring the arms out like that, in other words. Just a general idea. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here oops, I'm sorry. Let me get, I want something to catch my my soap things with. So let me go ahead and put that down there like that. Alright, let's see. And then I'm going to come here like this. Okay, now let me get this. Sometimes it's kind of hard. Let me get this, because I've got to get this right, my camera right. I'm sorry. It just sometimes it's hard for me to get everything just the way I want it, but there it goes. Okay, that's kind of where he sits. We can always bring that on the back side here, like that. Okay, now let's come up in the front here. This is where the shoes are. See what we're doing there? Let me move this a little bit more this way. I'm sorry. It's when you're trying to do this by yourself, it's really hard to set the camera sometimes, and I try to get it set the best way I can. Okay, this is where the hand's going to kind of be coming out. Like that, see? And we'll come in the back here and just take one big piece off right here. That was for the back right here. See that? Okay, now the hands are going to be where he's going to be holding a little pole fishing. Hands are going to be somewhere in there. And this will be the head section up here. But you see the general idea of it. Coming a little bit more in there. And then we come back like this. Where the head will be. All right. Now we've got the general shape and the general form of the piece as we have it here. So let's start kind of shaping some things. Just kind of shaping. Actually, we can come a little bit further in on this where it sits down. You have the We're still, I'm so sorry. I'm still not getting what I want as far as my camera is concerned. Let's see. I'm getting too low here when I go to carve, so let me bring my camera down some more. There we go. And I'm sorry when I get out of focus sometimes. Whenever this occurs, sometimes I don't see as well myself, of course, and I hate to. Now I think that's much better. Okay, let me sort of. Now you see the general form of what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do this right here. And we're gonna, where our head's gonna be. A guy wrote me and told me, he said that he had started doing some soap carving, but every time he would start, he would break the soap in half. But remember about soap now, it's not like wood, folks. You can't grab him. You see how I'm holding this, in other words? I'm letting my knife do the work, in other words? Taking small cuts. You cannot be aggressive on soap like you are on wood, because it's just not as you know, it's not as strong. That's all there is to it. Okay. Now we've got the general idea of what we're doing. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take my V-tool in here. I'm gonna kind of separate the shoes a little bit, or to separate the feet. Just a little bit. And where the legs are. Now we can take that. Okay, just like that. Come back here and kind of do that. All right, let's get this ivory finish thing off here. Let's take a little bit more off in this section. We kind of divide it in here. I see that. All right. All right, we're going to kind of come up here like this, bringing those hands together. And also getting that kind of that ivory soap coming out of there. There we go. We're going to kind of, I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. Just you want to just cut lightly in that area. I think you generally see what I'm doing here. So I just let the knife just sort of run over the figure, just like that. And when you get to an area, you take small slivers off. There you go. Just like that. Okay, my time is up, and we'll continue with the little fishing figure here that we're doing. Okay.